Imagine that you have two teams whose goal is to climb Mount Everest. Team 1 prepares and plans for about a year before climbing the south face to the summit. Team 2 arrives in Nepal, has a nice meal, and then boards a helicopter to the summit. It doesn't take a genius to realise that these two teams have had very different experiences. Sure, they can all say that they went to the top of Everest, but the depth of relationships and understanding developed in the climbing team will far outweigh that of the helicopter team. Bringing that closer to home, and in a smaller but similar way, the experiences that we share in teams and organisations also form bonds. A less intense process than a mountain climb for sure, and a steady drip of interactions and discourse over time, but it helps us learn about our colleagues, their relationships with us and others. We learn to expect certain responses, learn how to support, coach, persuade, criticise, negotiate, collaborate, learn how to get along, even to tactfully avoid confrontation because, well, you know Eric, he gets a bit tetchy when he hasn't had lunch. The Japanese have a phrase for this, kuki-o-yomo, meaning to read the atmosphere, or as I first heard it, to read the air. You aren't going to be good at this if you've only ever shared a helicopter ride together. And this matters. And not from an artificial Tuckman storming norming perspective, but rather because this dance, discovering, influencing and building on the social order in a group, is ultimately human and how we evolved to live and exist together. QAI. In a recent paper from Gary Klein, he offers a fascinating example, the pre-mortem. It's an awful name, but an effective practice. You simply imagine that the project you're doing, or whatever, is already finished, and you're chatting about what went wrong. Generative AI can do a pretty good pre-mortem. Tell it about your project, and you'll get a list of points back to consider. Amazing! This is excellent documentation to persuade the higher-ups that you've thought through the work, and you got it immediately. But the AI capability here misses all the nuance of the conversation we could have had. Metaphorically, we've just taken the helicopter to the summit, and we've missed any chances for additional cohesion, clarity of the work, clarity of our hopes and fears for the initiative, the nuances, like Eric always being distracted by a rumbling stomach, and the continuing development of an organisation's culture, here perhaps a chance to practice candour. So the question is, how do you maintain plenty of opportunities to develop human relationships while gaining those advantages from AI?